Good evening from New York City. It's a nighttime edition of Live Video with Reeve Carney. Instagram Live. Oh yeah. Hey, it's been a while since I've been on here. Man, it's been a crazy couple months. And I've wanted to do more of these, but I haven't quite had time. Hey, how you doing? So I titled this one, Have You Heard My New Song America? Because I don't think I've done a live video since I released my new song in October. And I'm guessing a lot of you have listened to it. But if you haven't, it's on all of the major streaming platforms. And I hope you will listen to it. Yeah. It seems a little bit more relevant now than I hoped it would be, but hey, I guess silver linings. You haven't heard my new music? So excited. Thank you. Oh, well, check it out then. It's called America. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, I think YouTube, all that stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Charlotte's Musical Spam, I think. Oh, thanks. Listen to it. Yeah, listen to it last Wednesday. Yeah. Well, I won't say much, but I'll say I released the song on October 4th specifically because I wanted it to feel very relevant, not knowing that it would feel possibly more relevant this week than it did in October. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Hey, from Brazil. Japan. My brother Zane Carney's going there next month. I haven't been yet, but I really want to go. Yeah. Well, the other thing, for those of you who are in New York or not, actually in Japan and Spain, hey, Brazil, for those of you who haven't seen me play live, I don't know when I'm going to get out of the country playing live yet. I play a lot here in the U.S. and especially in New York City. But I'm playing again this weekend at the place I play mainly here in New York City, a place called the Green Room 42. And I'm doing something that I've done a few times, but actually this is the first time I've done it in New York the way I'm doing it now. I have done this version of this show in New York, but not the one I'm doing now. I've only done in Detroit and Los Angeles. And I'm really excited because I'm doing I'm bringing back my tribute to Queen show. A night at the opera is what I'm calling it. But if you guys are around on Sunday night here in New York City, I'm playing at 7 p.m. at the Green Room 42, which is a great venue, and it's a great cabaret space that I love playing. But you can also get live stream tickets. So if you don't live in New York or you live in even another country, you can get a live stream ticket for a much cheaper price, and then you can watch it. I think they let you watch it like up to a week or two after the performance date and time. So let's say you are living in Japan and you're not awake at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern. Are we? Yeah, we're back. We are back on Standard Time. Then you can watch it when you wake up or the next night or whatever if you get that live stream ticket. So yeah, I would love to see as many of you in person as possible, and I'd love to see you on the live stream too if you can't make it. But that's this Sunday, November 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, let's see here. I'll try to read some of these comments. About a question about guitar playing here. You got cast as Orpheus, and Hades said, "Oh, nice. Is the guitar level intermediate or difficult?" I would call it intermediate or kind of somewhat beginner, personally. But the stuff that in the Orpheus guitar part in Hadestown, it's pretty simple stuff. in my opinion. So I think you should be able to learn it quite quickly. But but you just got to spend some time on it for sure. But it's really only like, I mean, aside from Raise My Cup, that's the only song that has like a large amount of chord changes. The rest of the songs only have like 3 or 4 chords max. So it's quite simple. Stage managing Hadestown. Which version? There's so many versions now of Hadestown, right? Where can you get the tickets? To my concert on November 17th. You can get those tickets through the link in my bio, which has a link to not only the concert, but also to my single, America. You can listen to that there too. Argentina, yeah. Oh, you were in San Francisco. That was really fun. The Rocky Horror Picture Show in San Francisco. That was a fun time. Thanks for coming. I had a blast. The night 2 audience there, I don't know if you were night 1 or night 2, but night 2 was pretty insane. Like everyone was doing all the callbacks. It was really fun. Oh, how did I learn to improvise? Well, good question. Vocally or instrumentally? I mean, I find improvisation with the voice easier than improvisation on the guitar because there's one less step. Because on the guitar, it's like I'm singing it anyway in my head when I'm playing it, but then I have to also play it on the instrument. Whereas singing, I just sing it, and then But I think the best way is. But then again, they're different. Yeah, that's not 100% true. So there's some things that are easier on the guitar probably, but piano. I don't improvise a whole lot on the piano, but that's I don't spend as much time playing the piano as I do the guitar. But yeah, I mean, I think like just learning songs. And then, definitely learning your scales, songs, and then, melodies. And then I think you kind of like improvisation sort of comes from a recall of recalling certain melodies that you've heard. And then maybe you can make up your own new melodies, hopefully. But even if you're not making up totally new melodies, just combining, like let's say you combine something that B.B. King did and combine that with something that Stevie Ray Vaughan did, you're kind of making your own thing there if you do that. All right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go to the bottom of these comments again and see if I missed anything. Oh yeah, in San Francisco, I did explore a lot of the city. I went on a walk like from the Nico Hotel where I was performing at Feinstein's all the way to the Fisherman's Wharf and back. Which is kind of crazy there because I think that day I remember looking at the health meter on the iPhone and it said that I had walked the equivalent of 64 flights of stairs just because of all those hills in San Francisco. It's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. This is from New Orleans, this cup. It's from one of the amazing ghost tours that you can do there. Their phone number's a little bit funny, but their drinks are good. But this is just water. Or is it? No, it is. Okay. Whoops, what did I do? Sorry guys for the pauses. I'm just trying to read some of these comments. Australia. Yeah, I've been to Australia many times. I haven't been to Australia since 2010. But I love it there. Our band Carney played Byron Bay Blues and Roots 2 years in a row there. A concert in Mexico. I would love to play in Mexico. I don't have any plans to, though. I don't know of any venues there that would want me to play, and it's a little bit complicated with international stuff, just getting all of the equipment there, But if the right kind of gig comes along, then yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you so much. You love the single. Is there possibly a new album in the future? Yeah, I would love to. I mean, it's a little bit. you know, I with my album Youth is Wasted, it's this might sound crazy, but like because I write I write the songs and then I usually play everything on it. Just 'cause I do enjoy doing it that way. The thing is, it takes a little more time that way because, you know, I have to come up with the parts for each instrument and then do a few takes of that. So if you add all that up, if on a 5-minute song, you've got, you know, dozens of hours, if not more. So I mean, I probably spend about, from the writing process to the recording process, through the recording process, through the mixing and the mastering, which I do all of that too. It's about 300 hours per song, generally for me. So if you think about that over the course of, like, you know, not to get too mathematical, but like, what is that, over a 40-hour work week? We're looking at 8.5 weeks of, is that right? Of 40 hours a week. So you've got that times 12, you know, or 10. So you're looking at like a 1.5-year process of like writing and recording an album. At least the way I like to do it. So for that, in doing that, you know, that's if you have pretty much no other work to do. So that's where it's a little bit complicated. Releasing a whole album, it takes some time, but hopefully, yeah, I for that reason, I may just be releasing some singles for now, just because I can get music out faster that way, as opposed to waiting like a whole 1.5 years, you know. But, you know, sometimes things happen quicker, but I'm just quite like, you know, I don't like the term perfectionist because I don't believe in that sort of thing. Like, for instance, even like if you think about something that is, quote, perfect, it usually has imperfections. That's what makes it amazing. So that's not the ideal term, but you know what I mean. I'm very scrutinizing over what I like, the things that I want to release and what I don't want to release, and so it takes me a long time to figure that out, to make sure I have double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple. What's beyond that? Checked things. Yeah, but I would like to. Chicago, yeah, I would love to come to Chicago to play. I played at a place called Space in Evanston, and I don't know if my music would be the ideal fit for this place, but even we like to call it the pilgrimage. We've been making it the last 2 years to go see Buddy Guy in January. If you haven't seen Buddy Guy, you should. His tickets actually go on sale on Saturday. I shouldn't have said that because I want to make sure that I get really good seats. But I mean, I'm sure they'll sell out really quickly. But Buddy Guy, a living blues legend. He plays at his own club, Buddy Guy's Legends, in Chicago every January for like a number of weeks in a row, weekends, and so he's doing that again this year. If you are a blues fan, you've got to check him out. Which song of mine took the longest to produce? Oh, good question. I'm not sure. When I was making Youth is Wasted, I was doing all of them simultaneously. So there was some benefit to that because I'd have, you know, probably, honestly, I think I was working with like 20 plus songs at the time. And I only released 15 of them. The ones that I felt fit the best together. But yeah, once I got it down to 15, I was, one day I'd be like, all right, let's put a bass part on this song. And then I'll go, yeah, maybe I'll put a bass part on this other song today. All right, I'll put a piano part on this. And, I would work in small chunks, work as the muse kind of came to me, I guess, as I felt inspired to work. So it's kind of hard to tell how long it took, but that album took me quite a long time. I mean, because I was making it while I was doing Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark on Broadway and while I was doing Penny Dreadful in Dublin. So I was making the album simultaneously. So it's kind of hard to tell how long that took exactly, but I would say it most likely took, maybe it took a number of years probably to fully complete. Oh, my favorite Fiona Apple song. That's a hard one. I will say, like, a lot of mixing engineers have, well, pretty much every mixing engineer has like a car, not a car test. They have like a song or an album that they like to test a system with, and certainly, Fiona Apple's record, "When the Pawn," that album produced by John Bryan, is one of my favorite albums of all time. Paris actually introduced me to it when she really got heavily into Fiona Apple when she was 16 and I was 20. So I had heard about Fiona Apple through like her Single Criminal before then, but I didn't get heavily into Fiona Apple until I was like 20 years old, I'd say. And yeah, that quickly became one of my favorite albums. And I think sonically it's a extremely balanced but very exciting, modern record, I would say. And Rich Costy's an amazing engineer too. Yeah. Mixer. Oh, great. Yeah, thanks so much for coming to that Queen concert. Yeah, if you guys, like I said, if you're in New York City this weekend, I'm performing my Queen concert at the Green Room 42 on November 17th. And I'm really excited because I haven't actually done it the way I haven't done it this way in New York yet. I came up with the idea when I was performing in Detroit this spring, and then I did it again in LA, but it's my first time doing it exactly this way here in New York. Oh, yeah, nice. When I come to Atlanta, yeah, I should come to Atlanta. It's been a long time. I think I haven't been to Atlanta since 2016. Would love to play there again. Can I please tour with Hanson at some point? Oh, that'd be awesome. I love those guys. We're friends, and I've never played with them, but that'd be cool. Oh yeah, the Grays are amazing. I love the Grays. Let's see, I'm reading these comments. Sorry, guys. Thank you, guys. I'm curious. Someone just mentioned the Hadestown Teen Edition. What? Sorry, I have some duster. It might be Petunia's hair on my nose. But what is the Hadestown Teen Edition? What are the differences exactly? I think I've asked that question before, but I can't remember fully. Favorite 90s artist? That's a little bit harder. There were so many great ones, right? Tour plans, not really. I mean, the closest thing that I've done to a tour was these past few months, which was like all fly dates in the U.S., but nothing planned right now. Petunia's right. She's resting, I think. Yeah, she's resting, which is good. Good to get rest. Is there a Jeff Buckley is it biopic or biopic? I always wonder because both sound good. I honestly don't know. Well, I got that part in 2011 and they still haven't made it, so I'm not sure. I mean, it would be great. It'd be great to do. I think it just, has to be done the right way, and you always want to make sure that it's something that Jeff would like. So that's important. I don't know how you figure that out exactly, but... Oh, right. Okay. What is this here? That's cool. Yeah, I guess it can be hard to find a true, like a contra bass in high school. I mean, they don't tend to develop that sort of low singing style that Patrick Page has. I mean, very, very few people have that to begin with, let alone high school students. Yeah, I am excited to see the Wicked movie. It looks really amazing, doesn't it? Yeah, Penny Dreadful was really amazing. I loved working on that show. Yeah, and yeah, it would have been fun to do another season or two of that. But I'm really proud of the work that everyone did on that show. I haven't watched it back since it was on the air though. I should watch it again. Oh yeah, when is Hades Sun opening in Australia? That's cool. I played in Nashville. Yeah, the last time I played in Nashville was probably 2017. It's been a while, but I love playing there. I'd like to play there soon again. Am I still making effects pedals? I am making effects pedals. I haven't been finding the time. Generally, thankfully, I've kept it kind of like low profile enough that I don't. If I don't post about it, I generally don't have people buying them. But if I post about it, then people go, "Oh, cool, he's working again." So I've kind of kept it that way. Like when I have time to make them, because I really haven't had that much time this year. I've really been traveling so much and writing and recording music, and so it's taken up most of my time. But if someone orders a pedal, I make it. So for those of you wondering what that means, during the pandemic, I started an effects pedal company called Quarantine Effects USA, and I started making effects pedals for musicians, and so that's mainly for myself. And then I was like, oh, other people might like this too. So that's that. Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Every time you wear a shirt of like a concert shirt of mine in Nashville, people say that they know me. That's cool. I do have a lot of friends in Nashville. Wait, come back to where? OU? Oh, Michigan. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. That was fun. Uh. Oh, thank you for the compliment on the voice range. I mean, I think I bet there are people in high school. I would think there are people who. I wasn't really singing much in high school. I was really just focused on guitar. But I think that it can be difficult when people's voices are still changing. I think training too much when your voice is changing is maybe not the best thing. So I didn't really start training as a vocalist seriously until I was like 22. Which I think is probably a good thing. I could have probably started a little sooner than that, but I think one trick is to not put too much pressure on the vocal cords too soon. So like warming up very light and relaxed is very important. And I think if you're trying to strain for a high note, then you've got to reapproach it. Unless you want that sound, but you can't do it all the time. You got to pick and choose like how many times a day you want to do kind of a strained, or at least that's. The rings, yeah, you can get these exact rings. Actually, my mom makes her company is called FablesInTheAir.com, and she makes all these rings that I wear. Check them out; they're amazing. I've had these for over a decade, and look how nice they look. Yeah, I love them. Any advice for people getting into the theater scene? I don't know. In my experience, I would say like I I really love to work, and and what I mean by that is like working on things that excite me and that I'm passionate about, in various I guess disciplines, and so I would say do what you can to continue to hone your craft or improve what to keep learning. That's the most important thing. And then number two, I would say remain open to other paths that you may not have expected being a part of your creative journey, because I did not anticipate that I would have a career on Broadway. That was not really part of my plan at all. But it's been so amazing. As a kid, I grew up here in New York City, and I went to see Broadway shows and went to see live theater. But I was, for whatever reason, I was more drawn to I wanted to be like a film actor, and I've done that too, which has been amazing. And then pretty soon after having that desire, I really wanted to be a musician, which is what I spent a large portion of my creative life doing. But those two things together are what gave me the opportunity, or I guess allowed me to be ready enough for the opportunity when it came, when the opportunity to be in a Broadway production came my way. And so that I didn't anticipate it, but it was amazing because I was interested in both sides, acting and music, and musical theater obviously seems like a pretty it's a pathway that makes sense for someone that is interested in both of those things. Oh, nice. At the you met me when I was performing. Yeah, that's the last time I did this Queen concert was at the Chelsea Table and Stage here in New York. But the one I'm doing this weekend on the 17th at the Green Room 42 is an updated version of that show, which is really exciting. Some of the songs are in different spots, and I'm doing some really fun things actually with this thing right here, which I've shown on here before. But this OP1 Field is an amazing device and instrument that I waited for 10 years to buy because it is quite expensive, and I wasn't quite sure how I would use it, but I quickly figured out that it would be pretty remarkable, and it has proven so. So yeah, I used that in the set. Oh yeah, let's see here. How long have I been playing guitar? Okay, yeah, I will have been, this December, this Christmas, I will have been playing the guitar for 30 years. I started playing guitar pretty much in Christmas of 1994. That's when I started playing. But that's when someone asked earlier about the Hadestown Orpheus guitar parts. I would say there's nothing in that book that I couldn't have played in the first 2 or 3 years of playing guitar. But if you already play guitar, then I'd say, yeah. I don't think it would take long to learn that stuff. "30 years is crazy for a guy who's only 19. Thank you. That's Zane's joke. I love that joke. I'm 19. It's so funny. But I love using it. That's Zane. It's very funny. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to read these comments. Well, if you want to learn guitar, you think you're bad. Not necessarily. I don't know. If you enjoy something, I think you'll find a way to do it. And it does take a lot of discipline, that's for sure. Between the ages of I remember the summer when I was the summer of '97 when I was 14. I practiced in my room for no less than 6 to 8 hours a day. I would sit with this different I would sit with various CDs, but one of the ones I used a lot was this Modes, like the modes of the major scale accompaniment CD with a book, where it'd be like, okay, now we're going to play scales and improvisations over the Ionian mode, now the Dorian mode, now the Phrygian mode, now Lydian, now Mixolydian, now Aeolian, now Locrian, and did I get them all? I think. But those are the main modes of the major scale. I would spend like 8 hours just repeating that CD or playing along to Aerosmith's 9 Lives. I love that album. But yeah, different things. But I think just spending the time. Someone just asked, what is my voice range? I'm always trying to expand it, so I don't know if I have an answer for you. But I'm always trying to find ways to... like, for instance, I love Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Am I getting that right? I hope I didn't list the wrong heavy metal band. But, like, that I'm always striving for that kind of stuff, too, because, man, like, he sings like a high B above a male high C, like it's nothing, like this rock and roll scream. And I'm always trying to, like, figure out how to implement that stuff in my shows. I generally... in my own shows, I think the highest note that I sing is like an A above high C, which is higher than what's in Hadestown. But I wanna keep stretching that and expanding that. I'm always trying to do that and expand the lower register too. Do I have a favorite band? It's very hard to choose, but I mean the Beatles are certainly up there. So is Queen. So is Aerosmith. All three of those they're really up high for me on the list. I'm trying to read these comments and waiting for more, but I see if I'd missed any here. And for those of you just joining, I mentioned before that I'm playing in New York City this Sunday at the Green Room 42. And I'm playing all Queen music. So if you like Queen and you like me, or if you like one of those things, come to the show. And you can get a live stream ticket through the link in my bio as well if you don't live in New York and you want to see it. And if you want to hear my new song, America, that's also on that link, so you can listen to it there. Favorite Broadway musical? I don't know. That's tough. Favorite Queen song? That's also tough. Killer Queen's up there for me for sure. I mean, that might be because if I remember correctly, Killer Queen was Queen's first single. I don't know if that was on the part of Queen pushing that through and fighting the record label to say you're going to release this, or if the record label was wise and smart enough to say that's the first single. But that's a genius move that is amazing that it worked as well as it did, because it's so unusual that things like that come together, where a piece of music that's that genius and creative is actually released as a single at all, let alone as someone's first single. That's crazy to me, and it's really remarkable. I have a special spot in my heart for Killer Queen for sure. Do I want to do more musical theater or focus on my own stuff? Yeah, good question. I mean, I like doing both. You know, I like doing both. There are reasons to do both. It's nice, you know. Certainly, being in control of everything creatively is something I really enjoy, which is something I'm able to do with my own stuff that you're not able to do to the same extent, even as like a lead on Broadway. You have to follow certain things that you may not be. It is at times difficult to be able to, as much as you want to fully own your performance, there's certain things that are somewhat out of your control. Just things that you may have been told to do, or So I enjoy being in control, but I also really enjoy being in a part of the collaborative art form that is musical theater. So, I like them both. Oh, thank you. I do hope they make that Jeff Buckley film. I haven't heard anything from them for quite some time, so I don't know. We were on the verge of making it in December of 2021, and then something. I was actually in LA, and we were about to make it, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. The most challenging Buckley song, I don't know. And the thing is this, like, honestly, people ask me to sing his songs sometimes in my concerts. I avoid it mainly because I am hoping that we make this movie, and I don't want to give any surprises away. So I'd rather have people hear it in the movie first, and then I can do it after that. But yeah. Oh, thanks so much about the compliment on America and the guitar. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a fun solo to write. That's actually kind of the first guitar solo that I've ever composed, because I think honestly, doing all of these concerts that I've been doing of various artists that I admire and love, like from Queen to Michael Jackson, to all these different Beatles, but particularly Queen and Michael Jackson, because Eddie Van Halen's solo on Beat It is sort of in the same category in my mind to a lot of Brian May's solos in their compositional elements. I mean, it's like a completely singable. Well, actually, some of that's not really singable. It's so fast, but those solos. But Brian May's in particular, his solos are so vocal and so operatic, which is why I actually named that pedal that I designed after Brian May's sound. I named it the Operatic Overdrive for Quarantine Effects USA because his guitar playing has such a vocal operatic quality to it that fits Queen so perfectly. Obviously, I mean, he's one of the founding members, obviously. But I think thinking of the guitar from that standpoint is what led me to compose the solo for America the way that I did. Thinking that I really wanted something that was like an extension of the vocal melody that carried it through this section, because that's how Brian May always describes thinking about his solos in the context of Queen. That it's like, all right, Freddie's singing, and then now I'm going to take over the melody for a minute, and then hand it back over to Freddie. So that's how I looked at that solo, and so I appreciate that compliment. I've probably spent about as long composing that solo as I did composing the song, which is kind of funny. It was yeah. No, actually, that's not true. That's actually not true at all. I take that back. This America was a very fast song for me. It took me about 4 days to write, which is extremely fast for me. So it was like probably 30 hours total to write that song. But it took me about 4 hours, I think, to write the solo for that. And then I was like, all right, let's do some takes of the solo. Oh, thanks about the America influences. I've made no attempts to hide this fact that reggae has always been one of my favorite genres of music. And so it's very natural for me to. It didn't surprise me to make a reggae influenced song, because I've had one or two in the past, but this one. One thing I really wanted to do, I wanted my song America, to sound the way our country, to sound like the fabric of our country, of our nation. And so that's why you hear a lot of different influences from reggae to country and Western and things like that, because, to try to, and gospel music and all, there's a lot. I wanted to bring those influences together because I think it's important that I wanted as many people as possible to be able to hear themselves in that song. So, yeah. And, of course, rock and roll, too. The solo is more of a rock and roll thing. Thank you. Usually the melody comes first for me when writing a song. This one, I had like a bit of a chord progression and a melody, and then started kind of singing from there, and then that's when I got the idea dawned on me. And that, I think that's the most important part. Once you have like a perspective and something to write about, that's the hardest challenge. Once you find that, I mean, it's challenging. Then it was like, again, many days of just sitting there, kind of waiting and staring at the paper, but then coming up with different rhymes that I thought made sense, that worked for it. Yeah, my mom made this amazing bracelet that I wear all the time, and these rings, and this necklace. Yeah, this was a gift from another company. Trying to see. Sorry, I missed a couple comments here, so I'm looking back to see. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I guess. Oh, yeah, no, she's very talented. She's amazing. She got some amazing new pieces as well. Hope you're back on Broadway someday. Thank you. Yeah, it's just kind of about being in a Broadway show. It's a lot of work in a great way, but it's you want to make sure that the project is something that unless it's something that is a limited run, I wouldn't really. I don't know. I shouldn't put a time limit on it, but the preparation for a show like any sort of Broadway show is such that you want to be in it long enough to make it so that your run of the show at least kind of equals your preparation time. At least that's how I think of it. It's so the idea of because to figure things out with a character, it takes some time usually. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Okay, so my mom actually is in a competition right now, which is pretty awesome. It's called like Fab Over 40, I think. But you can vote for her actually. I voted for her in each one of the categories, or each one of the, because she keeps like making it up. She's like in the top 5. I don't know. I think she's in the top 10 now. But by tomorrow, I think it ends tomorrow. The competition, she has a chance to get in the top 5. So I'm gonna be voting for her tonight for sure. But if you want to check that out, I should put that up too. But yeah, she's still in it. She made it to the top 10 so far. And I think she's number 2 right now. She's in second place, so I want to make sure she gets in the top 5. Yeah, can I do a night covering Jeff Buckley music? I would do it, but I want to wait and see if this movie gets made, because I want to save any surprises, for then, ideally. But who knows? Maybe I should do it, because maybe it could help it get made. I don't know. My friends with the Penny Dreadful cast. Yeah, I haven't seen any of them in a while though, because I'm trying to think. I don't know if any of them live in America right now. I think I might be the only one of the original cast from the first season. I might be. I think I might be. Because I don't think Josh lives in America now, but I gotta see. Maybe he does. He was in England last time I checked. Yeah, well, I think I may have to get going, you guys, because I have to make a couple phone calls. But yes, two things that I came on here to mention. One, I'm performing this Sunday night, November 17th, at the Green Room 42 here in New York City. You can come to the show live if you live here, or if you don't, then you can get a live stream ticket on the same link in my bio. I think it's all there. And if not, I should put the live stream link separate. But if you go to the Green Room 42 website, you can get them there. But yeah, I hope to see you there. And then also my new song America, which I just released last month, is available for streaming or download, and you can get that through the link in my bio too. All right, you guys, I'll try to do one of these very soon too. Thank you for watching, for coming on here. See you soon.